right, good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Century House this morning. A very special event. We have Bruce Upbin here from New York City. Bruce is a managing editor of Forbes, and he should be able to give us a pretty interesting talk on Forbes Magazine, on how new and social media are changing the news magazine landscape, as well as the new contributor model, which I think all of you will find as interesting as I think I do. So after that, we're going to open up to Ask Me Anything, in which it's your opportunity to, I hope you came out with questions, to get that behind-the-scenes look at Forbes, what kind of pitches resonate, how do you get a byline article place, anything and everything. Let's just keep it a little professional. A few housekeeping items, just to get them out of the way. On May 9th is our next event at the Victory Cafe. It's going to be a workshop put on by Gramercy Communications on the use of video and public relations. You can find out more about that event, as well as any of our upcoming events, at our website, www.prsacapitalregion.org. We also have a blog there. We give information about membership, how to become accredited in PRSA. One thing on the blog, we are actually always open to submissions from PR practitioners in the Capital Region. So if you have anything on best practices, case studies, send them along to Matt Cannon or Siobhan, our communication directors, and we'll take a look. We're also on Facebook and LinkedIn, Twitter. Our handle is @PRSA_CapRegion. And I really want to encourage you all today just to, if you got your cell phones out, have the conversation on Twitter at #PRSACap and continue it long after that. All right. A little bit about Bruce. Bruce Upbin is a managing editor of Forbes Media, responsible for its technology and wealth coverage. Mr. Upbin joined Forbes as a reporter in April 1995. He became its Midwest bureau chief in 1997 and returned to New York in 2000 to manage the teams covering technology and healthcare. In 2006, Mr. Upbin became one of the youngest Forbes editors to be named assistant managing editor. He has written and edited dozens of cover stories and regularly provides business commentary on CNN, NPR, CNBC, and the BBC. Prior to joining Forbes, Mr. Upbin worked as a speechwriter and freelance journalist. He holds a BA from Northwestern University and an MFA in creative writing from the University of Arizona. He serves on the board of the Reading Odyssey. Everyone, please give a hand for Bruce Upbin.
So how many of you read Forbes Magazine? What I want to talk about was what we're doing in the digital age, obviously, with disrupting journalism. We're big fans of Clayton Christensen, the Harvard Business School professor, coiner of the phrase disruptive innovation. You guys familiar with that? Pretty much it's become a pretty common term these days. But that's basically all we focus on are the people in business and sometimes politics who are in nonprofits, philanthropy, who are disruptors, who are getting things done, who are backing up their words with actions, showing new models, showing us that even in tough times there's opportunity. There's through entrepreneurial capitalism, we can create abundance from what we think is an era of scarcity and negativity. Those two words have been used a lot to describe the media business lately. I mean, we all know it's challenged. We've seen newspapers close around the country. We've seen hallowed magazines like Newsweek and Time shrink. We've seen what happens to the tenor of the news as a result of needing to grab attention, doing it through less than savory ways, maybe less than tasteful ways. But we think there is a way, a better way, that is rooted in what Forbes has been about for 98 years, but also with an eye toward the future. Using the best of the tools that we have available to us and using the best minds out there. There's this thing called Joy's Law. Bill Joy was one of the co-founders of Sun Microsystems. Joy's Law is that no matter who you hire or how large your organization is, the smartest people always work for someone else. So we're embracing that completely, almost making a virtue out of necessity, but with some thought behind it. We had our own downsizing. I've been at Forbes 17 years. I've seen a lot of people leave, and I can almost every publication I know a friend, or a lot of these technology companies that I have covered now hire my fellow colleagues in their PR departments. And I want to talk about that, about companies and content later. But so we've shrunk our newsroom from about 145 people maybe 5 years ago, before 2007, to 50. We have about 110 on the editorial staff. We have 50 actual writers, people who are scribbling, but we have 1,000 contributors who write for Forbes.com, and a lot of them are finding their way into Forbes Magazine. So we're two things, obviously. Forbes Magazine, 98 years old. Forbes.com, which is 14 years old. Very little overlap between them, and for compared to most media companies, we're far more balanced in our revenue and our influence and impact between digital and print. We don't have a print side and a digital side. It's all the same. We all sit at the same table. Can you all hear me, by the way? Yeah? Okay.
It's on, okay.
Okay. I'll kind of like lean towards the mic. I don't feel like grabbing it, like this. But yeah, I mean, when Newsweek was on the block, we all got to look at its finances, and they were about 7% digital revenue. Forbes is at 60%, and which is because we started early and never gave up on it. A lot of companies went on the web because they felt like they had to in 98, 99, and when things got bad in 2000, 2001, they pulled back, shut down their web operations, moved people over or either fired them or moved them back over to the print side, stopped investing. We reinvested in 03, 04, zoomed to be the largest business news website in the U.S. Then got caught up by the Journal again, the dreaded Wall Street Journal. But now we're neck and neck again. And we never went away. And we never put up a paywall. Everything's been free all the time. While the magazine, the fear was that the magazine would have been cannibalized. People would have seen everything, because everything that's in the magazine goes up on the web for free every other week. Why would you need the magazine? But the magazine's subscription and circulation has never been affected. And it's even up a little bit. In fact, I'd have to brag a little bit. The first quarter numbers are out for the PIB, the Publishers Information Bureau, and our circulation is up 4%. The industry as a whole, the magazine industry is down 8. Fortune's down 14. Business Week's down 16. So yes. Anyway, so let me talk about what we're doing, because it definitely, hopefully, it influences what you're doing and how you talk to the media, how you understand it, and try to influence it, and also help your clients with their own stories. Because what I have to say is the bottom line is that Forbes, in reinventing business journalism, we are no longer a news operation. We're no longer a magazine website. We're a brand-building platform. I say that with a slight grain of salt, but brand-building platform. What does that mean? It means that contributors, writers, experts, people you'd want to read are putting their brands, their personal brands on Forbes, and we try to elevate that. Our own journalists are brands. People like Andy Greenberg, Eric Savitz, Todd Woody, people we're trying to make household names out of. Not Tom Friedman's, but they're excellent veteran crafts people at the journalism craft, trying to elevate their brands. And then advertisers who want to talk to our readers because of our audience is, it's influential and large. We have programs in place with Microsoft, SAP, Dell, United Airlines, Northwestern Mutual, Toyota, soon Lexus, and one ad agency to actually publish their content, their thought leadership on Forbes. So they have recruited bloggers, so they already have them on staff, or communications professionals who write with the same tools and the same access to Forbes' audience as I do.